Hello, welcome back to my channel. Go ahead, like, subscribe. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. But today I'll be doing a little chit chat video about Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, otherwise known as PCOS. I'm not sure, maybe everybody didn't see this, but Keke Palmer posted on Instagram last week about her journey with PCOS, and that like really, for some reason, sat with me, sat on my heart and moved me. I insert the post here. I insert the post somewhere, but that post really moved me. And I've been wanting to talk about PCOS on my channel for a while now. However, I didn't have the opportunity or the time, and so now I'm back because time come. If you don't know what PCOS is, disclaimer, I am not a doctor by any means. I'm just a person who experiences things in this life. I have some notes here that I've taken, so if I'm looking down, that's because I'm trying to give you the facts. So yeah, boom. If you don't know what PCOS is a hormonal disorder causing enlarged ovaries with small cysts on the outer edges. So what I can really, like, they just look like small little tiny bubbles, and they're all around female's ovaries. Yeah. Symptoms include menstrual irregulation, excess hair growth, acne, obesity. And when I say obesity, I use that term loosely because sometimes it's just an imbalance in your weight. So you're up and down, up and down, and up and down. You may also experience infertility, depression, loss of scalp hair, and unwanted hair. So females usually don't know that they have PCOS or don't get the diagnosis until they're trying to conceive a child. So unfortunately, most females find out really late in the game that they have PCOS, and that's why they cannot make a baby. I think I'm privileged because I found out earlier. I found out my senior year of college, and that like was devastating news to me, right? Because as soon as I found out, first of all, I started crying, and everything started going through my head as, you can't have a baby, you are less woman, your ovaries are messed up, blah 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 blah. All these things tried to go through my head. So the diagnosis experience itself is really overwhelming at first, if that makes sense. It's also overwhelming because when we talk about diagnosis, we usually have a plan where you're diagnosed with something, there's a treatment plan, you do these things, and you should see success in the end. With PCOS, there is no treatment plan per se. The treatment plan that you're usually given is lifestyle change. And it's like, what does that mean? I remember I was talking to my homegirl and I was like, thanks for this useful information for my life, but when you say lifestyle changes, like, what am I changing? And she was just like, you know, diet and exercise. And I'm like, thanks, because that does not help me out, especially because I'm a person who needs to, like, I need clear, direct instructions so that I can do that. You know, I just can't, you just can't tell me something like that and then be like, figure it out, basically. So yeah, the treatment really is just lifestyle change. I guess additional treatments can be seen as birth control to regulate your period, because we all know that if you consistently don't get it, you are building up your uterine walls, which means you're putting yourself at risk for future struggles with ovarian cancer. So birth control, metformin, I don't really know much about it because I personally opted out of taking it, but it's a medication specifically for diabetes. It like regulates your body's intake so that you don't get there. PCOS is like tied to diabetes, obesity, like there's a lot of things that are branches of the PCOS tree that if you don't basically balance your PCOS, you are at risk of getting there. You can also work with your doctor. If you're trying to make a baby, you can work with your doctor for hormones to make you fertile, or if you're experiencing excess hair growth, you can work with your doctor to take things that inhibit hair growth, if that makes sense. Yeah, personally, after I was diagnosed with PCOS, I did a lot of research, which was overwhelming because at the time I was also a senior in college and it was like finals, and I was like stressing school and also stressing this new diagnosis. One thing that I learned quickly is that stress does not help PCOS in any way. So I really just had to stop stressing, if I'm being honest. Like, the small incline of stress in my body can push everything out of whack. Like, I'll start getting emotional, or I'll start, my cycle will start automatically if I'm stressed. And that's just unfortunately a reality of PCOS. Like, stress is not a good thing. Usually, like, stress is not good in like the bigger context, like in life you really shouldn't stress, but in this situation, if you have PCOS, you really shouldn't stress, you know what I'm saying? So in my research about PCOS, I realized quickly that there were not many people that looked like me. In the YouTube videos that I watched, articles that I read, there was not many people that looked like me. So that made me kind of question a lot of things. And I was questioning a lot of things, basically, because I didn't know if I was the rare case of a Black woman who has PCOS, or are there stories not being told, question mark. However, I've learned now that PCOS is kind of like mental health in the Black community. It's really not talked about, it's not shared. I'm not sure if there's like negative stigma around it, but I just don't see it, and it's not being told. So when Kiki posted the other day, that really made my heart shine, because I was like, wow, a Black woman sharing her story about PCOS. And here I was, there I was for many years thinking that it's really not affecting Black women the way that is affecting me, right? Which I've unlearned that thought process, because I've learned since then and now, especially going to therapy and like having these conversations with my therapist, I've learned that there's a lot of women, Black women, who are struggling with this. And so yeah. Anyway, personally in my research, I talked to a lot of different women, and they kind of were transparent with me and open with me to tell me, like, yo, me too, like, I was diagnosed this time, I was trying to conceive, and like it wasn't working. And that's how I knew when I went to my doctor and I got my results that I had it. I think that this book is really good. Earlier, one of my mentors, guides, told me to buy this book, and it's really been helpful throughout the journey of PCOS. This is how the book looks. This book has been helpful because it's kind of like a guide. Yeah, it's kind of like a guide. So it explains a lot of things that are not talked about, a lot of things you won't learn from just going to the doctor. And it's like very interactive. So let me see if I have it like noted in here. It's very interactive. So on page 5 of the book, there's a PCOS quiz. And it breaks down every single section of things that you might experience. So irregular menstruation, skin and hair problems, weight problems, and in those sections you basically check what you experience in your life, and yeah, it guides you from there. So 1, 2, 3. In the irregular part, I had 3 out of 4 questions. Skin problems, 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 4 out of 4. And weight problems, I had 3 out of 4. To this day, weight problems are my biggest challenges, because it's a mental game, right? So when you are away and then you are up and then you are down and then you are up and then you are down again, it really messes with your psyche. So for me, it's hard because I can be working out for the whole entire month and doing what I need to do and this, that, and the third, and my weight might not change. It might just stay the same. And it's like, I'm putting in the work, but I'm not getting no results. So why am I putting in the work? You know? So every month is like a new project, because it's either I'm going to balance eating right or I'm going to balance working out. And sometimes I win, but sometimes I take the L, and unfortunately, L's are okay too, because they are learning lessons to set me up for the next month and my next goals. Yeah. Also, I did a lot of research on PCOS when it comes to holistic ways of healing my body. Personally, I don't like to take medicine. I don't like to put all of that into my body if it's not holistic, to be honest. Birth control in itself is a push for me. It's a stretch, but me and my doctor like talked about it, and that's a stretch that I'm willing to take. I personally know that birth control is not good for you, and so that was like a personal battle that I had to resolve with myself. But I'm gonna do it because we talked about it and she said that, yeah. So I read a lot of different things about holistic healing when it came to PCOS, and it really was mostly to summarize it, it was really like eating right, vegan diet, alkaline, you know, things of that nature. Personally, it's really hard for me to shift my diet that far. I'm Caribbean, and I grew up on oxtail, jerk chicken, all them something here. So when I'm reading, I'm trying to find ways to still at least get a little bit of cheat meals in, but balance that, because I personally at this stage in my life cannot fully give up chicken. I can't do it. I love the fried food, and so I just have to find a way. I can't give this up either. Coffee is not necessarily good for you in the PCOS journey, but like, it's so good. It's just so good. I could recommend for sure V-steaming. I think the first time that I V-steamed, I was so at peace. Like, I can't even explain it to you guys, because you really have to do it and see it for yourself. But
I remember I was mad at somebody, and I was like, you know, can't deal with that right now. So I was like, I'm gonna try this. I bought the V-steaming thing, and I was like, I'm gonna just try this. I tried it, and I was so at peace. Well, the person called me back, and this is someone I was arguing with before. Like, before I V-steamed, I was arguing, and I
V-steamed, and like everything just aligned in my body to the point where, like, when that person called me back, I was like in heaven. Like, I could even argue no more, because like me reach a level, a height, and I can't come down right now. So V-steaming is what I've learned in my research. A lot of things that I read said that V-steaming reduces or removes the appearance of cysts completely. Kudos to the women who experienced that, because I haven't made it there yet. But once I make it there, I'm gonna be so happy. When it comes to PCOS, I just want to say that it's an individual journey. There's things that I can say that may help someone who has PCOS, but it really depends on what that person is experiencing. Kiki talked a lot about like acne, and I personally don't have acne like that in my journey, so it really depends on the individual. And we can like share tips, we can share tricks, things that work for us, but it really depends on your body if that's gonna work. So when trying something new, it's really a risk that you're going to take to see if it works for you. Personally, I don't have the acne problem. I shouldn't even touch my face right now. I don't have the acne problem. However, I think I have excess hair growth. I definitely dealt with losing a lot of hair in my natural hair. When I used to do my hair, I used to have handfuls, like 4 handfuls of hair that would just shred out. That used to drive me crazy. Now it has reduced immensely. I'll experience like a handful of hair loss, and for me, that is progress. It's not perfection, but it's progress, because I'm going from losing 4 handfuls of hair to now 1. That good. You have to really try different products, work with your body, see what works, see what doesn't. yeah, I'm about to start a new journey in my PCOS journey, which I'm going to be taking. It's like a powder. It's like a, I don't want to call it a dietary supplement, but it's a powder, and it's, you put like 2 scoops, you put some water, shake it up, and you drink it, and it's supposed to regulate your body's cravings for the day. It's PCOS specific. I found it on this supplement website that I heard good reviews about, I read good reviews about, so I can give you guys feedback when I get that product and I try that product. I'll see how it works on my body, because like I said, it might not work. Don't mind my fingernail them. It's final season. I bit them off. Just want to say I did. However, when I try that supplement, I'll make some videos on the supplement and my reaction to the supplement in later videos, and hopefully this video helps someone. If you ever want to talk about PCOS, I'm here for that. I know it's a difficult, challenging, and kind of depressing journey to be on, especially if you're by yourself. PCOS makes a lot of things hard. When I have my period, sometimes I can't even move my body out of my bed. It's really just me and my heating blanket. Dating men, dating can also be difficult with PCOS, because you have to explain that, right? And especially if you are dating to marry, you have to let this person know up front that this is my body, this is what's happening in there, and if you want to stay, that's cool, but if you want to go, that's cool too. Yeah, so yeah, don't do it by yourself. Gather friends, gather people around you that can support you, that can lift you up, that can empower you. I have friends that hold me accountable, and sometimes you need that accountability partner, right? So I have friends that are gonna text me, you said you was gonna eat cheese today, but I seen that you posted on Snapchat that you got a bacon, egg, and cheese. What's that about? Yeah. Or you weren't supposed to buy candy this month, and I see you eating a bunch of candy. Like, what's going on? Like, let's talk about it. You really need those people in your life, in your corner, to help you through this process. Thank you for listening to me chat today. I appreciate you, and I appreciate this community, and I look forward to making more videos for you in the future. Bye.